My name is Dr. Choya Boykin. I am the principal of Choice Plus Academy with Johnson County Public Schools.
Kayla Jackson. I teach middle school math at Choice Plus Academy.
Lucretia Burris, middle school ELA teacher at Choice Plus Academy.
Linda Williams, and I teach at Choice Plus, and I teach social studies.
Choice Plus Academy, we are one of two alternative schools in Johnson County Public Schools. We are a 6 through 12 alternative school, and students come to us three ways. Some students come to us by choice. Some students come to us by board policy because they violated some type of board policy, and then some come to us through out-of-county placement. So that's pretty much Choice Plus Academy. Our teachers said that the students really love the program. They're really engaged. It plays into one of our core goals here as far as social and emotional learning being a focus. So restorative practices so they can learn how to process, their feelings and emotions as it relates to things in the community, character development. All of that's relevant to our students.
I have been pleasantly surprised because although part of my curriculum is to do creative writing, but they don't want to do it. But the way you got them to writing, but first you got them to talking about it. So I got to hear what their processing was and to see them actually write. And then after they wrote, they were able to expound on what it was they wanted to do. It gives me some insight on how they write and what it is they want to do. It helps me to find high interest reading material for them, high interest writing topics, but most of all, it helps me decide how I'm going to present this information and make it relevant for them. They're going to be able to connect with my teaching material because I have made my classroom relevant to something they feel they need. Something clicked with me. Wait a minute, I have friends who have their own practices, and this will be a good way to get her introduction to what the field is really like firsthand. So I told her I would bring my cohort in to introduce her so that she can get more information about the field.
Well, they're very engaged, so I feel like you come in and the curriculum, the content that you are presenting to them is engaging. They seem to be excited, having a lot of fun with it. It relates and connects, I think, to their worlds, which is hard to find, I feel like, in our regular curriculum. We have a student who I would say reading and writing, that part of, his brain is not he feels insecure about. He wouldn't say that's his favorite subject, but I feel like in your lab, he seems to be very engaged and kind of pushing himself out of that. He's out of his comfort zone, but he feels comfortable, and he's been very excited and animated and participating, which I would say normally he would be shut down because he feels like this is not his subject.
What have you noticed as far as them and going through the actual thought processes of the writing assignments?
It's making them think, and I like that because they need to do that. I don't think they do enough of it, and they rely on the computer to do the thinking for them, and I like that they're using their minds. I had a good time with it. They were actually saying, hey, this rhymes with this, instead of doing ChatGPT or IA doing it. They came up with their own ideas. And that was really exciting. They got excited about it. They said, hey, this rhymes with this. They had their own writing. They were using their minds, and that was cool. And they were having a good time.
That one moment when they were high-fiving so hard, he hurt his hand.
Yes, he hurt his hand. He was like, oh, look what I did. I mean, yeah, you did it. You can do it, and you can do this on a daily basis without the computer.
Right.
You can do it yourself.
Right.
So that was cool.
I was pleasantly surprised to see that you was interested, in our school. And, we really appreciate people from the community and different organizations and companies who want to come in and kind of just pour into our students, because we don't get that a lot being alternative. When you have the alternative tag, everybody doesn't want to kind of invest their time and effort and energy into our kids. So anytime someone positive like yourself and your company want to come in and work with our kids, we welcome it, because we know that's not the norm.
As we were just talking about doing the lessons on the helping your community, Can you speak to what that writing process has been like as they go through the identifying a problem, solving a problem with their creativity, and then developing that idea?
The idea of asking them such a question of what a problem is or identifying a problem is such a great question for kids, because I think they, in our world right now, they know that there's a lot of problems, and so they immediately have ideas of what that is. So it's really connecting to their worlds, connecting to things they may be worried about, things that they're wondering about. So I love that idea in general, because it's going back to how they're feeling and what they're kind of resonating with every day. One topic which I thought was like, wow, was like self-harm. Like that was a problem that a kid really wanted to talk about and write about. And so I thought that was really cool. And another one that stands out to me was anger and what to do. And I thought that that was very relevant to kind of this world that we're in right now. There's a lot of angry people out there. So I thought that was great. After they identify that anger problem, they have to come up with these ideas and solutions to how do I fix it? What can I come up with to fix it? So that creativity of what could I do? What could I invent? What can I make to make this better? So that was a whole nother process of kind of figuring what that was. And then they're putting some art skills in there to be able to kind of visualize and make a picture and draw some sort of, machine or device or whatever it was. And then also like really get into those questions about how their problem solving is going to do the problem solving. And why is that problem important to me? How does it affect others? How does it affect myself? So I think the whole premise of this is really connected, and I saw a lot of good things from our kids.
So like you talked about like one kid who was saying anger and another kid who was doing what was that?
Self-harm.
Self-harm.
Yeah.
Have you been able to use their writing in other conversations and other parts throughout
Other
the day,
spaces.
throughout the
Definitely
week?
with I haven't touched so much on the self-harm, but definitely on the anger, especially with that student, because he himself struggles with it. So I feel like now that I know that he identifies it as a problem, that we're having more conversations about, okay, why are we angry? What are we doing with that anger? Instead of you're angry, you're make a decision that's not great, and now you're in trouble. Since I already know he knows it's a problem, that is being used as like a tool to help him navigate through that. And then my responses to him, I'm trying to be, as their teacher, not to be responding maybe so much in anger sometimes when I'm frustrated, because wow, if a kiddo is telling us that anger is a problem in this world, how much can we like take from that and do better with it? So yes, yeah, that was a big one. That was a great idea from him.
Like I said, all the feedback I received from the teachers and from what I know about you and interacting with you, you definitely got a heart for the kids, and that's what we need. We need people who got a heart for the kids, who trying to give them some type of skill set so they can take this, as they matriculate through middle school and high school, that they can use these skills along the way. A lot of kids don't know how. You think about people like J.K. Rowling, who wrote, I think, Harry Potter. She didn't do it until she was 46. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you never know when you go, this talent that you're pouring into them or cultivating in them is going to spring forward and produce something great. So, we just want to say, man, we appreciate you, appreciate your company, appreciate you willing to work with our kids on a consistent basis. And we look forward to working with you many years to come.
I appreciate it, sir.
Yes, sir.